Hello, everyone. It's 5-Day Flipper here. This is podcast 4. It's pretty cool. Starting to get the hang of it a little bit. Got my smiley face guy here. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys today about a couple of things that happened that were pretty cool, actually. So on the last podcast, I told you guys about the flip I did, and I got a Nintendo Switch and some cash for some games and stuff like that. And it was a nice, good karate chop flip. I sold the Nintendo Switch on eBay within a matter of minutes, and it was just all good, right? Wrong. The Nintendo Switch buyer this morning backed out and canceled his order. So it was a nice order. It was like $260 plus shipping. So what happened is I had listed that Nintendo Switch on the local OfferUp app, and had several people contacting me, making me offers and stuff like that. This one person contacted me probably 3 or 4 hours after the Switch sold, and it was a guy I had already did business with, and he's like, "Hey man, you still got that Switch?" I'm like, "Nah, it's sold already." He's like, "Oh, dang. I wanted it and this and that, and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Well, if I get another one, I'll let you know." And he's like, "Be sure to let me know." Now, this guy, I already sold him some of those Nintendo Switch controller things. And so, I know he's a buyer. So this morning, when I saw that the Nintendo Switch order got canceled, I immediately contacted him and asked him if he was still interested. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm still interested." So he was like, "Man, I got all kinds of Nintendo stuff, man." I'm like, "All right, cool. Text me some pictures of what you got, and, we'll see what's up," right? So, man, he texted me some pictures of some really cool Super Nintendo stuff and some Nintendo 64 stuff. And it was just a nice little load that he had, right? He was like, just pick what you want and we'll work out a deal. So what I did was I picked out 12 games, and I made sure that the sale price of those games the worth price of those games was about $500, because the Switch is going for about $250. So I'm figuring, hey, you're not paying cash. You're paying with video games, so, you're going to pay more. That way, when I sell this stuff, I'm not going to get dollar for dollar. There's fees, there's shipping, there's this, there's that, all this other stuff. Anyway, so long story short is I met up with that dude. He hooked me up about, I don't know, a little less than $500 worth of Nintendo games. One of them was Earthbound, had some Mega Man in there, had some really cool stuff. So what I did was I brought all those games to my video game store, my buddy. And here's the cool thing, right? I brought the games in there to my buddy, and he wasn't quite there yet. He was like 10 minutes away. So I waited on him, and I'm just kicking back in the back, like the big black security dude. I'm just in the back of the store, just sitting in a chair, just chilling, right? And I had all the games in this bucket, right? But I had them kind of covered up a little bit. So when his staff was like, "Hey, man, what games you got in there?" I'm like, "I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. I'm not saying nothing." So they made sure they called him and said, "Hey, Barry's here. He's got a weird look in his eye. Man, you better get over here. I think he's got some fire in that bucket." So they came right over, and I put the bucket out for them to see. They dug in, and it was awesome, man. They loved it, and they kind of had a bet going. It's a man and woman who own the video game place. They kind of had a bet going, like, you know, what video game is this, right? Because I covered up the games, but there was a little bit to see. And the girl, she guessed that the game was Mega Man, and her husband was like, "Nah, it's something else." So anyway, she was right and he was wrong. He had to eat some crow, and that was a wonderful sight to see him eating crow. You know what I mean? Would have given him some hot sauce if I had it, but I didn't have any. I heard hot sauce is good to eat with crow. So anyway, they tallied, they looked at all the games, made sure they're all original and this and that, tallied it all up, and they gave me like $355 for those games. Okay, so I could have gotten $260 from eBay, less fees and all that. So we would have said like maybe $235. You know, and I'd had to ship it and worry about, you know, returns and this and that. Now it's all gone. It's all over with, and I got $355. So that was like an extra $100 plus on that flip. Fast flip, extra cash, was all good. You know, I love it. So, you know, that was awesome right there, man. Another thing I wanted to talk about is pretty soon I'm going to be going back to Northern California to go game hunting again. I get to stay about maybe 20 miles or so away from San Francisco, 20 miles north of San Francisco. I would have loved it to be east, but it's north, but that's okay. Whatever, right? I'm going to be staying with my kids for like a couple of months till the end of summer. I'm going to be using one of their vehicles. I'm staying there rent-free. Freaking rent in San Francisco, near San Francisco, is like $2-3 grand a month. So I'm still going to have to pay rent here, but at least I won't have to pay double. And I'm going to go out there, man. I'm going to hunt. I'm going to make some videos from out there. I'm going to show you guys what I find. I'm going to talk about my experience. So it should be good. It should be really good. Hello there. I don't want to say the name because I don't want to mess that up. It's young something. Uniquely me. Oh, it's uniquely me. Hello, uniquely me. So yeah. So that's what's up. I'm going to be out in Northern California, hopefully before the end of this coming up week. And man, go out there and hunt because the hunting is slim. I went to 2 sales. Okay, so I went to 2 yard sales today. The second one was a straight up yard store, what I call a yard store. The professional yard sales, I call those yard stores because they're not a sale where you go and get a deal and anything. They're a store where they have set prices and it's the same stuff and that's what you get. You know what I mean? And I could pretty much sniff those out and not even get out of the car. But, you know, when there's not many sales around and you got nothing else to do, sometimes you just go up there for fun and see what's up. And it's kind of cool to poke at them sometimes too. So anyway, that was one sale I went to. Another sale I went to, this guy kind of had a yard store situation going on. He wasn't a professional. He wasn't open, you know, every weekend and stuff because out here in Vegas, you can be open every single weekend. Freaking Friday to Sunday. We're open all the time. Come see us. Got to make that rent. Trying to get that rent money. So, yeah, this other dude, he had listed video games and stuff. So, of course, I'm going to be there like a bloodhound. And, you know, I asked him how much he was looking for the stuff. He had a PlayStation 2 Slim in the box. He had a couple Nintendo games. And he had about maybe 4 or 5 ass pickle, not DS games, but Game Boy games. He was like, oh, I think I can let it go for 120. I'm like, no, no. He's like, well, how much you want to pay? He says, I can't let it go cheap. I can't do $60 or anything. Looked him in the eye. I said, dude, I wouldn't pay $20 for this stuff. I buy this kind of stuff for like $10, $15, sometimes maximum $20. You're not getting 60. Nobody's getting $60. You know, nobody's 120. That's foolishness. It's crazy. And he was like, well, I'm not going to get screwed. I'm not going to get ripped off and this and that. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to sell it either, man. I'll see you later. So that was that, man. And it's like that out here in Las Vegas in the summertime. Yard selling. It's not as bad as like it's snowing, but it's almost as bad as it's snowing in like New York or something in the freaking winter. Going out yard selling in the winter, like, hey, I hear say there's 2 garage sales this weekend. Man, we're gonna get there. You know what I mean? It's not quite that bad, but it's not good. It's mostly people who are moving. Like, I guess if you're into like furniture and appliances and stuff like that, it's good out here year round because people are always moving and they give 2 fucks about furniture and appliances and all that stuff, and they're moving. They just want that stuff gone. And if you got a warehouse and a strong back and a truck, maybe a worker or 2, you can get that done. But that's just not me. That's not how I'm doing it. So anyway, that's what's up with me. Still karate chopping, waiting to go to Northern California to game hunt. And yeah, it should be fun. Anyway, this was my 4th podcast. Look forward to seeing you guys again soon. I want you guys to all hit the thumbs up and subscribe to me if you're not already subscribed. Subscribe and hit the little bell so that you'll see when I become live and you come on here, see what I'm riffing about. If I ain't talking about what you want, boom, you can bounce out. So yeah. Let me see. Let's see what's in the chat here. Grandkids, old games. Let me read this. Uniquely Me says, I've got probably 100 of my kids' old games that I just can't list. I'm not interested in them, so they just sit in my pile. You slowly motivated me to sell them. Uniquely Me, don't even think about listing them. Bring them to your local game shop and sell them. What I would do is I would break them into 2 piles. One pile is games that GameStop takes, which is newer games, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, DS games. Those kind of games, GameStop will trade you for. And what you do is you go in there, you trade those games, and you find out what they're offering that's like 50% boost on credit. And then you get that, and you get whatever your trade value is, and then you buy some fire games like this, brand new sealed. And you'll sell this in like 2-3 minutes on eBay, and you'll love selling video games in. Or if you're in a state that pays cash at GameStop, just get the cash. And for the games that they won't take those to whatever local retro video game place there is in your city and sell them. Like if you're not interested in selling something and it's got some value, you need to just get rid of it quickly. And the thing about video games is that if they're not retro games, if they're not like Super Nintendo or Sega or something like that, the price goes down quick. So you want to sell them sooner rather than later. Don't sit on them because they don't make good death piles. They really don't. You know, if you have a watch in your death pile or, you know, a jacket or something like that, the value is probably not going to fluctuate too much. But like this game I just showed you, this game right here, right? A month ago or so, this game even used was probably 45 bucks. Now it's probably around 30 bucks or maybe 27 bucks or something. You wait another month, it's going to be like 19, 18 dollars. You wait 2 more months, man, this thing's going to be 8 bucks, 9 bucks. So don't wait. Get rid of that stuff. Karate chopping. Yeah. Anyway, I'm out. You guys take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.